Excuse me, here on GYGB, we currently have an inter-office pool going. We're trying to see.
What are you, a DJ or something? What's all that stuff in the background?
We're trying to see. That's just something I just put stuff on. It's just paperweight. It's a paperweight.
World champions. Welcome back to GYGB. November 8th. It's on and popping. Y'all know what it is. The last of the Mohicans. The last two legends of the sport. Well, from the light heavyweight, middleweight, super middleweight division. They call them the Four Kings. James Toney, Bernard Hopkins, Joe Calzaghe, and my dude Super Roy Jones. Square off next Saturday in the Big Apple, in the Garden.
Big fight, Roy Jones, Joe Calzaghe. In my estimation, man, I think the fight. I'm gonna stand up because I ain't gonna sit down.
I need you to get into the mimic mode. You ain't bring the mimic out in a minute.
That mean,
let's get in the mimic mode.
Some real rap, like Roy got a little John McCain in him too. Like
I'm talking to you, Joe the plumber.
His arms don't really come up. He walks like his arms is a little weird. So, like this fight, I think a lot of people saying this is somebody that can match Joe Calzaghe's speed, but what they don't think, I don't think what people understand is. Joe Calzaghe has a very awkward style, off timing. Like it's more so like it's like this, but like when you're about to set, it's just it's quick hits, movements, quick hits. He has like offset and timing. Like it's pretty weird. Yeah. Roy Jones Jr. lightning fast hands, but he doesn't really pull the trigger too much these days. I don't think he's going to have the foot movement to keep up with Joe Calzaghe. I think he's going to land some bombs in the middle when they're both talking, smiling, because they love each other. And on the low, I think Roy is Joe's idol. But I think when Joe closes in, I think we're going to see Roy on the ropes a lot, getting hit in the elbows, couple up top and stuff, and him not landing, not being real active. And Joe basically winning a pretty easy fight. The only way it could change,
easy. Yeah,
the only way it could change is if Roy lands some heat that can hurt Joe, which I don't think will happen. But I don't think Roy puts punches together. Even in Roy's prime, he wasn't a super high volume puncher. So I don't see Roy landing a lot when he does decide to throw. It's going to be a lot of let your hands go, Roy. Like everybody screaming at the TV, let your hands go. And Roy's sitting there looking at everybody, throwing a little shuffle here and there, and just getting outpointed in the long run. And that's my opinion on the physique.
A couple years ago, I remember when Big Mike, you can show Big Mike, teased me when Roy Jones was making Salai after the second Tarver fight. He was out. And when he fought Tarver the third time, around the fifth round, I was like, all right, Roy's starting to let his hands go. He's starting to look good. He has a chance. He actually hurt Tarver. And then he actually hurt Tarver in the fifth round.
Mm-hmm.
Then the third fight.
Oh, all right.
And then from the sixth round on, I was so disappointed because, like Sleep said, Roy didn't pull the trigger at all.
He got hit with another left hook.
Exactly.
And after that, it just changed. And that's not to steal your thunder. But I kind of see this fight a different way. I think Roy is going to win for a couple of reasons. I think Roy has that baggage from getting knocked out by Antonio Tarver and Glenn Johnson. But I think if he gets his mind into the fight, I think he can actually beat Calzaghe. If you take Calzaghe versus B-Hop, the first round I saw something in Calzaghe when he got dropped in that first round. And Bernard didn't really get beat up in that fight. Would y'all agree?
Yeah, but why?
Hold on.
Yeah.
He just outslapped Bernard. That's
that's fine.
he outscored Bernard. Bernard fell off in points. I mean, he fell off in work rate, and Calzaghe just continued to slap. He didn't beat Bernard up. He didn't really, in my opinion, he didn't dominate him. He just technically beat him. So where I see a difference in this fight where Roy could win, Roy, as my man Sleep said, has that lightning power. He has that lightning speed. If Roy could throw that lightning jab and just get that jab off first to Calzaghe, he could throw Calzaghe's timing off because Sleep hit it perfectly how Calzaghe comes at you. But if Roy, bam, just hit him with that jab, right like that.
No,
hold on.
Let me finish my point.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Let me finish my point.
When
So
has Roy ever thrown a jab?
So my point is going back to that Tarver.
Right, that he
But
calls
it's
it
just
jab.
on Mike's face real quick because I asked him. He looked perplexed. I'm
I
sorry.
know.
Going back to that
I have
third.
an answer to that. but
Going
go
back to that third Tarver fight, the reason why I put that as a point of reference is because I think that was all mirage. I think that I wanted the old Roy Jones to come back that night, and I think a lot of us want that old Roy Jones to come back next Saturday. And I hate to say that old Roy Jones is gone. The last time we saw him was against John Ruiz. That was the last time we saw him. I'm being honest with you. So then
Y'all must have forgot.
So honestly, so when you look at it, does Roy have a style to beat Calzaghe? Absolutely. But the Roy y'all want to show up is not going to show up. He's going to sit against the ropes, and Joe's going to do, as Bernard called, Olympic-style boxing, and
Can I ask you something? Write it
pitter-patter
down.
all these points,
Write it down.
and he's going to win.
Write it down. Why does Roy sit against the ropes? You know why?
I don't know why. I just think
I know why.
You know why?
I know why.
Can I tell you why he sits against
No,
the ropes?
please tell me.
Go ahead.
When back in the 50s, I'm sorry, back in the 40s, when the World War, and you had something called a bomb shelter, right? In England, they got bombed so badly that every time people hear boom, they go like get down on the desk and stuff like that.
Get down on the ground.
That's why Roy gets up against the rope. Calzaghe does not have the power to knock Roy
Okay,
out.
let me tell you.
As far as him holding his hands on it like this, Roy doesn't know how to box. He's a guy that his whole career was predicated off athleticism. He doesn't know how to clinch. He doesn't know how to slip punches. He don't know how to move his feet properly. Everything was all athleticism. He's one of the greatest fighters to ever put on a pair of gloves. Drop Calzaghe, you got to know how to clinch. You got to know how to hold and try to slow it down. You can't.
That's the Bernard Hopkins theory.
No. You can't. If you think I'm gonna tell you,
I'm telling speed is going to get Calzaghe.
Listen. Let me
Name somebody with speed that ever beat that Calzaghe ever beat with some speed, true unadulterated speed.
Yeah, but like Sleep said, Roy work rate. His work rate is not what you're hyping.
He don't but the Roy you talking about, Mike, is 2003 Roy.
Listen, he fought Anthony Hanshaw. He fought the Prince. Shout out to Camden. He fought Trina and Tarver. First of all, the other
Tarver. Just those three.
Well, just those three. That's right. Sit post Tarver. This is what I call this Roy Jones. Post Tarver Roy Jones. The dudes he fought was two inexperienced fighters, and the other dude he fought was a blown up whatever. A dude that come and you know what? Forget the blown up title. He's a dude that comes straight forward to you and don't have no angles. No, Joe got angles. Joe got hand movement.
And he got speed.
Joe is like an aerobics class.
This is the
If you don't think you're getting a workout, I know he throw the little slaps and all that, and he don't got no rhythm.
Slaps.
It look like he don't have no rhythm.
This British chump.
I'm not.
He ain't all that. Joe Calzaghe, Big Mike said it right here.
Listen, you know why I give Joe?
He slapped his way. Who fought was horrible.
And I'm about to get to that point. I sat in my own city right here. The same stuff that he said is what people used to say about Bernard Hopkins.
Bernard Hopkins beat.
No. Wait a second. Before Bernard Hopkins fought Felix Trinidad, people used to say, well, who did he fight for them 20 title defenses? Bernard didn't beat nobody. The same way they do Joe Calzaghe, they did the same thing to Bernard Hopkins. I don't care what nobody say. When you got to fight 20-something title defenses, that's not an easy thing to do. Because if it was so easy, people would do it every day. The people in Welsh was picking Jeff Lacey to beat Calzaghe. He went into to the Dane house. Kessler. Kessler's nobody really. Guess what Joe Calzaghe did? Made adjustments in that fight and made Kessler look one-dimensional and look silly. And Bernard Hopkins, Hall of Famer, who everybody thought was old, who everybody was about to write off. But you know what it was? It was the work rate of Joe Calzaghe. And he got careless, but he made an adjustment though. He started coming from
He didn't make no adjustment.
He made an adjustment. He didn't land. He didn't land flush punches.
He didn't land that punch.
He outworked Bernard Hopkins. He outworked him.
Yeah, outworked what? He didn't touch him.
He was hitting elbows and gloves, but it's
This is the fastest opponent Roy has ever
That's all he does. That's all Calzaghe does. That kind of stuff scores.
Joe, look, I know. Joe.
Speed. When you say speed, just like you said with Shane, when your output is reduced.
You can't juxtapose Roy Jones to Shane.
Similar.
You can't. You can't do
That's
it.
my point.
I know where you're going.
Neither one of them throw a lot of combinations anymore. If you got a lot of speed and it's just one punch, it's just one punch down the pipe. You know, what does it? how does it translate anymore?
Let me
You're not letting
can
your
I
hands
tell you how
go.
it translates?
Because you know what?
Sometimes,
Because
speed,
listen,
if you could
listen.
deliver a punch faster than the other person,
Listen.
you could throw a person's
Now
timing off.
let me give you this. Let me give you
Their
this.
timing.
You may still have elements of your speed, but you don't have your reflexes.
Yeah.
You don't have your reflexes anymore. So there's a void there. He doesn't move
He's
as well.
hiding.
He doesn't move as well as he used to move. He doesn't let his hands go, and he gets hit.
And
That's what.
at this point, I gotta go with Roy, man. I think Roy got what it takes right now to kill Joe Calzaghe's 22 fight reign, undefeated defenses, whatever it is.
Right.
He's
Well,
gonna
he's
stop
moving
him.
up now, so I don't know if they gonna count that as a.
I think you can't really base it like everybody says. Styles make fights, and we looking at Roy's 39 years old.
He's 39.
Definitely lost his reflexes, and I think his reflexes are more so gone on the defensive end. Whereas
He never
Roy,
really had defense. It was
that's
more
why I said on the
reflex,
defensive
reflex,
end, where he would utilize his athletic ability to get out of the way of punches.
Right, exactly. I got
We still know Roy's a freak. Roy's a phenom.
He's
Y'all
so fast.
y'all seen the 24/7 like we all see. Granted, bags don't hit back, but the man got his reflexes.